everyone, I am back. I am feeling better. I had no YouTube video last week because I was unfortunately sick with COVID and it had me down and out for about a week and a half, but I'm feeling much better. And today I wanted to talk to you about my books that I read in January. So the first book I finished was Lady Cavendish's Christmas Caper. It was a carryover from I started it in December, finished it in January. I ended up giving it 3 stars. It's about this girl named Charlie. Her given name is Charlotte, but she goes by Charlie because it's what she prefers. And the basis of this story is her grandmother passes away. She finds out that her grandmother was actually had the title Lady Cavendish, and she has now inherited the title. And along with it, there's this huge castle in this town of Haversham. And she has 1 year from when she moves in to find a certain piece of artwork that her grandmother has hidden away. And if she doesn't find this artwork in that year, she loses her castle, the inheritance, everything. And throughout the story, we don't really see much of the year. It kind of starts from when she finds out her grandmother passed away, and then kind of fast forwards to, it was like a month before Christmas, because I remember they mention Thanksgiving, and she's moved over from the US to the UK, and she isn't celebrating Thanksgiving like she normally does, all that kind of stuff. But she meets a few different characters throughout the story, and some of them are well-known friends of her grandmother's, and she's finding out more and more stuff. I kind of was a little disappointed by it. That's why I gave it 3 stars. I felt like it could have been rounded out more. There could have been more to the story, and it was kind of like when she found things that would lead her closer to finding the artwork and stuff like that. It was kind of expected, and I mean it was good for what it was, but I wish there had been more to it. It's written by Camille Cabrera. She also has another book called The Mystery of Mistletoe Motel. Maybe I'll give that one a shot when we're closer to Christmas time. Maybe not, I'm not sure yet. It kind of depends on how I'm a mood reader, so that'll depend on that. The second book I read was The Visitor by Sergio Gomez. It's only 72 pages long, but very memorable. I gave it 3 stars. This one I didn't start in December. I started it in January and finished it because it's so short. But it's set on Christmas Day. There's a small group of different characters. They all end up at this diner because there's this huge snowstorm going on, and traveling is just not really possible with it. And it actually progresses pretty quickly into becoming a horror book, which I thought was good. It got a little bit creepy at times. There is a dog. The dog survives. Thank God. I hate it when I can't stand it when animals don't survive. Not a spoiler at all. There, obviously by the cover you can see that there are aliens involved. I thought the aliens were an interesting concept with the way they were done. One of them kind of gave me Stranger Things vibes, and then the other one had alien technology and the reason for them being there. I thought that was good. Um, definitely definitely a good read for if you are a fan of horror, of reading horror novels, and there was definitely some gruesome parts, which I've I'm kind of new to reading horror, so I'm kind of learning how far I am comfortable reading with horror. And this one was not too gruesome for me, just gruesome enough. I don't know what that says about me, but okay. So yeah, if you are a fan of aliens, if you're a fan of horror, definitely check that one out. I gave it 3 stars because I wish there had been, I don't know. I wish it had been a little longer. It left me wanting a little more of the story. But I thought it was well done for what it was, and I will definitely read more by the author. The next book I read was The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. I was able to get a copy of this to read early on NetGalley, and it is my first 5-star read of the year. I absolutely love this book. It's definitely one of my top witchy reads that I will always, for a very long time, recommend to anyone. It's 368 pages long. It's set to be published in May of this year. The main character is a 21-year-old woman named Marigold Claude. She lives at home with her family. She has her parents. Her father's a famous artist. She has a brother and a sister. But she's always felt kind of like an outcast in society. She would just prefer not to deal with people. People have always found her odd and strange. And she has this meadow that she goes to. It's her favorite place to be, and she can see these spirit animal things which only magical people can see. So they're hers to enjoy, and they're kind of like, they become her friends in a sense. Eventually her grandmother comes to visit. She hasn't seen her grandmother in a long time, and she ends up taking Marigold back to where she lives, which is this island called Innisfree, where there are more of these spirit animals and stuff. And she's teaching Marigold how to be a honey witch, because she didn't know at first, for most of her life, up until her grandmother came back, that was what she was, and why she always felt like such an outcast and such. There is one thing with being a honey witch, is they actually have a curse. In order to have the power of a honey witch, the curse is you have the power, but you can't fall in love. A honey witch cannot fall in love. No one can fall in love with them. So that is their curse. When she... Hi, Zelda. When she moves to Innisfree, she ends up reconnecting with a childhood friend, because she had visited Innisfree many, many years ago when she was a little girl. And she had a childhood friend. His name is August. And she also meets August's best friend, whose name is Lottie Burke. And the story, everything from beginning to end, it was just so well done. And everything connects really well. It flows really well. It's become one of my top favorite books. I'm definitely going to be picking up a physical copy when it does get published. It has a lot of witchy vibes to it. She works with bees because honey witch, so that was a really interesting concept to it. And also it's LGBTQ friendly, so I really loved that. Excuse me. So those were the 3 books that I read for January. Because I did come down with COVID, there are others that I started and didn't finish, so I'm still working my way through them. One of them being Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. I'm not that far into it, but so far I am enjoying it. I did not read the synopsis before I started it. I still haven't really, because I wanted to go into it kind of blind, but I'm really enjoying the video game references. They're pretty interesting. Especially, I'm wondering if I'll be able to get my husband to read it, because he's a big video game player, and I got really excited when they mentioned and talked about one of his favorite video games, which is the Metal Gear series, so that was pretty cool. I also started reading A Court of Thorn and Roses. This is my first read by Sarah J. Maas. I was originally going to start with the Throne of Glass series, but I don't know. I've been talking to different people about her books, and I already had A Court of Thorn and Roses on my Kindle, so I figured I would just dive into that one. And I'm about halfway through that one right now, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised with how much I'm enjoying reading this one. I'm just now getting to the spicy stuff, which I knew was coming, but anyway, there's a lot of different elements to it that I wasn't expecting, especially one of the creatures that Feyre encounters was really creepy. The Suriel, I think it was called. That part was just so well done, so good. I loved it. It like made me nervous, and like I love that part. But I'm really curious as to how it's going to go and what direction it's going to go in, and then eventually I'll be getting the rest of the series. So yeah, this is a fun read so far. I'm really enjoying it. And then I have two other books that I started reading. One is Deadbeat Creep by Sean Jennings. You're following the skeleton on the cover here. His name is Deadbeat. And so far it's been really interesting. I'm about 100 pages into it, and it's almost 500 pages long. So so far it's really well done with the way the dialogue and everything goes. It reminds me of if you've ever seen like movies or TV shows that were back on in like the 90s when I was a kid, and it was like the detective was doing like a voiceover and talking about, it was just kind of like that's the way the narration is, and I thought that was a really cool concept. So I'm really enjoying that one so far, and I'm planning on finishing that up this month. And this morning, because I am a mood reader and I just don't have enough on my plate, I guess, I started another one. I started Symposium of the Reaper by Andrew Adams, and I've only read the first chapter so far, but oh my god, the way it's written is, so far, it's just so well done. It's immediately captivated my attention, and at the same time, throughout just that first chapter, I was already like terrified for the main character, and I'm really looking forward to see where it goes. So that's where I am at for reading so far with February with those books. I do also have other books I'm planning on reading that I have in another video for the Love What You Own challenge. If you want to check out that video, that challenge was put together by Madam Vader Reads and also Nerdy Kathy. Nerdy Kathy has a channel on YouTube if you want to check out her channel as well. So yeah, those were the books I read in January, and also the ones that I started and I'm still working on. So that is today's video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe, and also check out my Instagram channel at The Eclectic Book Witch. Have a great day, guys.